TIFU by getting too casual with the way I talk to my toddler. This happened just a couple days ago. It's not the end of the world, but it caught me off guard in an embarrassingly funny way. TL, doctor, I accidentally cursed due to being absent-minded. My daughter's reply made me feel all sorts of different ways lol. My daughter just turned 3, her communication skills are getting better by the day. So that day for some reason her tummy was giving her issues, so she was being difficult about eating. It was a cycle of her saying she was hungry, then a little back and forth about what is going to be eaten, and finally her taking one bite and saying she was done. Not even saying there was a problem, literally cool, this was good, I'm full for the next 3 minutes. After applesauce, PB&J, and pasta being prepared for no reason, I got the third all done. 30 seconds after dropping the plate with her, and I got a little frustrated. Real quick side note, I try to not give my daughter too much of the baby talk, as in I don't like having to dumb things down if it's unnecessary, especially because I'm bilingual, so there's a whole other layer of development that I gotta be mindful of when I freely swap languages. So I try to keep it fairly down to earth if I can, to help her in the long run, unless we are playing or some other situation where I would be in character. Anyway. So I'm a little frustrated and I'm in casual mode, so after the third failed meal I slip up, and I go, "Oh come on man, are you fucking with me?" And without missing a beat she goes, "No. I'm not fucking with you." And it just kinda stopped me in my tracks lol. It was supposed more of a comment, I mumbled to myself, but she fed it right back to me and I kinda wanted to laugh but also kinda felt embarrassed for it, while also having to let her know that I'd prefer if she didn't say that for reasons. Yeah, I know, it's not all that crazy, but I thought it was kinda noteworthy one way or another and couldn't think of a better sub to share it on. Edit, this blew up. Holy shit, I was just casually sharing a story, didn't think it would get this popular. There are way too many comments for me to be able to look at all of them lol. I can just imagine the child looking up with a cold stare. "No, I'm not fucking with you." That's exactly how it happened. There's something about a little person covered head to toe in cartoon characters, correctly using curse words while picking what crayon to use, that I just find so goddamn funny lol. I completely understand how torn you felt. One very trying day my then 4-year-old son came up and wrapped his arms around my neck and said, "Mom, I'm sorry I was such an asshole today." The fuck do you even say to that? Plot twist, she was totally fucking with you. That lying little shit. We taught our kids that swearing is fair and appropriate in the right circumstances, but there are some times it is never appropriate. Around Nana. Never. At school. Never. Kick your toe on some furniture at home. Swear away. Kids will hear these words and without knowing boundaries will use them at the wrong time. Better to be upfront with language like that. Then you get to hear your kid hurt themselves and yell shit from the other room and it's glorious. My mother taught visually impaired students for close to 4 decades. Around the time when she first started she had a legally blind elementary student who was coloring, and he knocked his crayons on the floor. He just looked down and said, "Shit." She didn't say a word to him about it. It was a totally appropriate time to use it. My youngest son has been raised in an, to put it mildly, crazy environment. One night my wife, I and our close couple friends are playing Uno with my about 4-year-old son. We are getting close to the end of the round and I drop a draw 4 on my son and he just calmly says, "You bastard." It took all of the father in me not to just drop to the ground laughing. To be fair, if my family Uno matches have taught me anything, it's that all common decency flies out the window and everyone suddenly becomes a sailor. TIFU by getting my anus massaged. This happened Saturday night. My wife and I both frequent a relatively cheap Asian massage place that has a typical variety of reflexology, massages, etc. We've probably been to this place 50 to 60 times in 5 years. Every time is essentially exactly the same. We get our massage, pay $40 and tip after. My wife usually would to tip $10 each, but over the years we've increased this to $20 because I feel like the people working there are obviously immigrants from China and probably living at that place and not making all that much money. Anyway, this Saturday evening I went solo as my wife was out of town and everything was the same except for the fact that out of the blue the massage girl started massaging my ass rather intrusively. Like, way too deep into the crack area and I'm on my stomach, don't speak Chinese, and her English is basically zero so I'm okay. I'm not a prude or anything but I'm also not a guy who has ever gotten happy endings so I'm like okay this is uncomfortable because my anus is being greased up and this is kinda weird no matter how you look at it but she's not jerking me off so I just wait out the probably 20 to 30 seconds of unwanted fondling. But then she returned to the region again with like knuckles first and I start to like clench my butt cheeks and seriously consider whether I'm going to get a finger, or worse, massaging my innards. Fondling stopped and she asked me to flip onto my back, which I did. At this point I notice that she's wearing this super skimpy bright red dress like she's at a nightclub. Bear in mind that up until this point I hadn't seen her. After the usual head and neck massage she goes to my legs and starts to literally like rub her hands all the way into my crotch and make contact with my balls and naturally I pop a boner. But I'm like fuck this and said no don't touch there and she replies in some kind of awkward sexy voice like oh baby don't worry I know touch big boy. Ah yeah awkward. But she then retreated her hands to my feet and rubbed my feet for like 10 minutes. Massage ends, my ass crack and balls are still greasy AF, like practically dripping in Chinese motor oil and I'm just puzzled and wondering why tonight after 5 years of this place being legit, and totally not sexual is this happening. I walk out, with a greasy anus, it feels weird to walk, and this massage girl is standing there at the front desk with the customary cup of water and I take it without making eye contact then pay my $40 and give her the $20 tip and figure I'll just duck out and pretend nothing happened because I'm not in the mood to prolong this awkwardness. But then the massage girl literally looks at the $20 bill like it was a $1 bill and screams something in Chinese at which point the woman at the desk snaps back at her and points at the door that leads to the rooms for her to go back there. It was kind of the gesture you'd use if you were talking to a misbehaving dog. Then the desk lady says oh she say most give her $50 or $60 and I'm just like I come here a lot and I always give $20 and then the lady says it's okay next time you ask for susu you can give $50 and then I'm just doing that awkward mini bow to Asian people even though I'm not Asian thing as I nope the F out of there because I am thinking I need to find a new cheap massage place. I never even asked for susu. Edit, somebody paid me 250 coins and now I feel like an anal prostitute. Thanks Reddit. TL, doctor got a greasy anus after an ass and ball rub that I didn't want and never asked for. So this massage girl has been on your mind. All the time. Studio? So you finally found out why your wife tips 2x more than you. I was waiting for you to detail how you shitted all over the massage lady, but, sigh. That thought never crossed my mind until your comment. Thanks Reddit. So anyway, I started blasting. Are you going to tell your wife? I like how this is asked like 20 times in the comments but seems to be the only question Op refuses to answer. TIFU by sending my plumber a photo of my wife giving me a blowjob. This fuck up was over the weekend. It occurred Saturday, but I didn't find out about it until Sunday. I am working with my plumber on a bathroom remodel, and needed to send him details on the fixtures and fittings needed. I had a list of things that I had taken a photo of. I wrote up the email on my phone and at the bottom, inserted the image I needed to send him. I saw the correct image pop in and then hit send. Today I get a response to my email, that simply asked if I could provide him with the quote number. No mention of my fuck up. I start to scroll down to look at picture I sent to him, and as I scroll past the correct picture, I see my wife's head pop into view. This was a picture we had taken Friday night. The one next to the image I correctly sent in my photo album, hadn't had chance to make hidden yet. I started to panic, thinking maybe it was just a technology glitch, referencing wrong image somehow, but I opened up my original email to him, and there my wife was, pleasuring me. There was no way he didn't see it in the email, but he clearly responded, including the images, to politely let me know about my fuck up. I sent a response back, acknowledging my fuck up and apologized, kindly asking him to delete the email. He responded saying he had, and all I can do is trust that he did. Update. So I took the advice of a small number of you and sat down with my wife this evening to sheepishly explain what had happened over the weekend. It was only right, since she was in the picture, and as much as I'd love to trust my plumber's word, I needed to be honest and open. When we first sat down, she was having one of those, oh shit, a serious talk moment. I could see the nervousness on her face. I assured her that what I was about to tell her was not as bad as she may be expecting. She asked if she would want to divorce me. I said, hopefully not. I began to explain the story above about how I had been emailing the plumber, and I could see the confusion building on her face. I said that I had attached a photo, and somehow a second photo had attached. It took her a moment before things clicked. First question? Which photo? I grabbed my phone and pulled up the photo in question. There was a little bit of relief on her face. Well, my face isn't 100% clear, could be any Asian. To be honest, my photography skills are a bit shoddy, but her face was somewhat visible. Luckily, her naked body wasn't visible. This added to her relief. As we talked more, she started to laugh a little, mostly at my stupidity. I then said we needed to talk about what to do about the plumber. She assumed that I was the one uncomfortable with our plumber now, but I said I was fine, but happy to decline his services if she felt in any way uncomfortable. She said she was okay with the situation, but may try to avoid being around. So, looks like we still have a plumber for now. I even showed her my post here on TIFU, and she was amazed how quickly the story blew up. She even joked that I had sent the wrong picture to the wrong person. She would have preferred if I sent to our roofer instead. TL, doctor sent plumber a picture of my plumbing. I'm pretty sure I've rented this movie before. Maybe have your wife do the plumbing since she's so good with pipes. So you mean to tell me none of those movies I saw on VHS tapes back in the 80s about plumbers are realistic representations of what plumbers do when presented the opportunity for a three-way? Also, the only way this could have gone worst is if he sent a different picture back with your wife in the same pose with the response, "Yeah, I spoke to your wife yesterday about this job you have for me." Thought this said TIFU by sending my wife a photo of the plumber giving me a blowjob at first. Spoiler alert, he didn't delete the photo.